Ray. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon episode of Software Explorations, Concepts, and Overviews. Jeez, already messing up. All right, let's try that again. Welcome to another Sunday afternoon of Software Explorations. We are going to be working on Terraform today. If you do not know who I am your host of the show and of the channel. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. So, it took me a little bit extra time today to get on because I changed a bunch of settings up and I had to move things around. But we are good. We are good to go. Like I said, we're going to be focusing on Terraform, AWS Elastic Container Service. We started on it 2 weeks ago. Last week we were trying out doing a test drive of OpenDevin, but we are back to Terraform like we've been doing, learning so much. Tomorrow's kind of conversation, I'm gonna be mentioning Terraform, some accomplishments that I had, and but we'll get into that as we go on with the show. And let me acknowledge my tech mercenary already in the building and not getting bullied by the Nightbot today. So what's going on? I'm technically Tim. What's good? Happy to have you here as always. First one in the house, first one in the building. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
and Tim says, I come in peace, Nightbot. Like, hey, I had to tell him, like, hey, you can't be beating up on my guy, all right? So, yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do, we are going to, I don't even have, I was so busy today, so busy this weekend, I didn't have a chance to set up the exact agenda, but we're gonna do this. I'm just going to do it off the top of my head. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of the newest subscribers, as well as those who have been with me for a very long time now. We are on a mission. We're on a trek. We are just there is absolutely nothing that can stop us. So that being said, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna give you guys a round of applause for your dedication to putting in this work every single day. And guess what? Guess what? Always on time. We have Mitch in the building already. He is finding the Nightbot bullying. I'm technically Tim hilarious, but there's no bullying going on today because I had to sit down a one-on-one with Nightbot. I was like, hey, you can't be doing this. You cannot be doing this. Make sure. Let me make. All right. Nightbot is invited to the party. All right. Cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue with the agenda. So, like I said, thank you to all of the newest subscribers. Thank you to all of the current subscribers. Thank you as well to, not even thank you, I want to say a big shout out to my tech barbarians. I've had some amazing conversations with them the past couple of days, some troubleshooting, some great stuff all around. And let me get this as well. And like I said, I had the QA meetup last Thursday. I have uploaded it for public access to my Patreon. So I am going to share a link to that as well, so that whoever was interested in seeing the meetup, you can see some of the things that we spoke about. Very, very good insight all around. So I would highly recommend that you check it out. Totally free. You don't even have to sign up or anything, but it's available to anyone out there, public event. And hopefully I can see you at the next one. So dropping that in there. But yeah, shout out to the Tech Barbarians. Amazing work. All right, now let's move. So Mitch says, I might not always be around, but I'm always on time. What I'm talking about. About to drop some Murder Inc. music real quick. All right, so next up, let's talk about, I'm gonna run through this really quick one time because it's gonna, like I've said this before. I'm gonna tell the Nightbot next time to start announcing the show schedule, so I don't have to go through it every single time. But really quick, our live show schedules is Sunday afternoons. We have software explorations. We are focused on Terraform. On Tuesdays, we have our Q&A sessions, where you have questions, I have answers, as well as I find answers. If you want to call in, you're able to do that as well. Talk to me one-on-one. And then on Wednesdays, or not Wednesdays, on Thursdays, we have more software explorations where we're focused on QA. We've been focusing on API testing. We started it last week. We're going to continue with it. It's probably going to be a series of weeks that we're going to be working on API testing. Very, very important. And then in the mornings, we have our Coffee and Kata show where we review some news articles, as well as we are working on our Flutter mobile development. I am on the brink of pushing the new build to the app stores for consumption and get some feedback before we actually make them go live. So many things going on. I don't know how I keep it going, but we make it work. We make it work because we do not miss. We don't miss. All right. So now let's get into our pre-recorded content. We have on Mondays, Candid Conversations, where, just real talk. I have a really good one tomorrow coming out talking about, it's already scheduled to premiere, but we're going to be talking about why we must, I repeat, we must celebrate every single win that we get. Every single win. Celebrate like there is no tomorrow, and then we get back to work. We don't celebrate for too long, but we must acknowledge all of our victories, okay? Then we have on Wednesday, we have software explorations, concept and overviews. We're going to get into like how do you do API testing? So, and then which is going to lead into our live stream on Thursday night. So you definitely want to tune in for that software explorations on Wednesday, talking about all the things about API testing. And then we have on Fridays, we have the Bug Bite. And on this episode of the Bug Bite, we're going to be talking about, it's going to be a very interesting topic, right? Should social media sites be allowed to be sued by the content that people put on their platform, and then the way that people, like the people who consume the content, if they act upon that content for whatever way, should the social media platform be liable for that? So that's going to be an interesting conversation. We've seen it in Congress and stuff like that, talking about it. So we will figure that out. But that's going to be what we're talking about. And then throughout the week, we also have shorts as well as clips from the Q&A show that get released Monday through Friday. Okay, so something for everyone out here, whatever your interest is. And if there's something that I am not touching that's in tech, and you think that it would be valuable, anytime, like send me an email, drop me a comment, let me know in the chat, and we will get it taken care of. All right. So that is the plan of execution. Now, next up, we're going to get into the show. But as we get into the show, I saw an article, a news article on LinkedIn that we would normally reserve for our news shows, but it was related to Terraform. So I said, you know what, let's go ahead and let's check that out on Terraform Day and find out what in the heck was going on with the Terraform founder. So without further ado, let's jump into this news article really, really quickly. So let's see, hopefully everything. All right, everything is still working apparently. So let me move this up a bit. And we don't need that right now. Okay. So it says the Terraform founder was found liable for fraud. What is that all about? So let's start reading. So crypto mogul Do Kwon and Terraform Labs, the company he co-founded, have been found liable for defrauding investors in crypto securities. The jury verdict for the Securities and Exchange Commission comes 1 week after Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, was sentenced to 25 years in prison for leading a massive fraud at his FTX crypto exchange. I don't even want to spend 25 minutes in a jail talking about 25 years in prison. The SEC brought the case against Kwon after Terraform's Terra USD stablecoin and a related cryptocurrency, Luna, collapsed in May 2022, erasing an estimated $40 billion in investor assets. Kwon also faces separate criminal prosecutions in the US and South Korea. So now I'm wondering, is this the same Terraform that we've been working on? I'm kind of confused now. I am just a slight bit confused because, or is there a coin that has the same name as like the Terraform tool? That I am so confused by this. So let's see if, let's read down here a little bit more to see what the heck is going on here. So let's see. Kwon, who owns 92% of Terraform, was arrested in Montenegro a year ago and convicted on attempting to travel using a fake passport. Oh, you're done. You're done, buddy. I'm a little confused by this. Is it the same Terraform or is Terraform Lab something different? Let's do a little bit more investigation on this because I'm a little confused. Any of you guys know about this? Let's see. Terraform founder. Let me see. Okay, so the other one is, so the tool that we use for infrastructure is HashiCorp. HashiCorp, Terraform, and Terraform Labs. All right, let's see what's going on here. Because I'm confused. So Terraform is primarily used by platforms to enable application developers. Okay. Who? See, I'm a little perplexed. I'm confused. Is Terraform Labs is a startup called Terra, a blockchain protocol for pay. So it's different then. See, wow, how do they have the same names? Because they say Terraform founder, but Terraform is also a tool. I am confused. I am very confused by this. Let's see. All right, let's use trusty Reddit. Does Terraform Labs, the company behind the failed Terra cryptocurrency, have associated with Terraform infrastructure as code? And the answer is nope. HashiCorp is a legitimate software company, not a Ponzi scheme. Okay, that makes sense. Also, not a rug. I don't know. That's kind of confusing. That is confusing because the way that it's put here is like it's talking about the Terraform like software, but they mean a Terraform cryptocurrency. If I was Terraform, if I was HashiCorp, I would sue for the name, right? But oh well, let's. This guy, what's his name? Do Kwon will probably be facing an extensive jail sentence as well. All right. Let's get back to it. So now, oh my God, that's a big. Let me reduce that. Like I said, I was messing around with the settings and stuff like that. So let's go here. All right, that's better. And okay. So let's get to work, because we have things to do. It's already 3:09 over here on the East Coast. So one more thing. So yesterday I was working with one of my friends, and I was helping them set up a Kanban board through Trello, which we've spoken about before in the past. And that was like pretty much their introduction to it. And you should see how they totally customized it and made it look really, really nice. So I was quite impressed by their first exposure to it and how they could make it look so nice. So and like I said, like you should set up different tools like your calendar. You should get a board whether you're using Jira or Trello to help organize yourself, and you can do so many like be so productive with these different tools, whether you're doing Scrum or whether you're doing Kanban. So many opportunities that's going to help you win, right? And I am all about winning. So and let's see. So Mitch says, what you think about Kanban? So let me make that a little bit bigger. So I'm like also fixing this stuff in real time as well. Let's see. So here, let's make that a little bigger. Move it down here. All right, Mitch says, what you think about Kanban? So I think Kanban is great based on what you're using it for. It's not going to be like, so if I'm on like a maintenance team, then I might want to use Kanban. But if I'm actively building software that we're going to be releasing on a regular basis and things like that, then I would probably want to go with Scrum. So it just depends. For example, I can give a quick example. Let's go with Jira. So, for example, this project that I'm doing with, like, I'm leading my tech barbarians with, we're using Agile, we're using Scrum, and we have pretty much everything flowing through here, like the stories that are in the sprint that we need to work on. But when I'm working on the mobile app, and it's pretty much just me. I'm using Kanban because I need to get all the stories that I want to release to the app store. I'm not going to do like a bunch of releases over and over and over again. I want to get everything ready into the build. So once everything gets into ready for local testing, and then I'm finished testing it, then I'm going to do the build for the app store, and then I'm going to push it to the app store, and then app store testing, and then when it's published live, then it's done. So yeah, so that's the breakdown. Like I said, it depends on what you need it for, but yeah. So yeah, you got it, bitch. You got it. All right, let's get to let's get to work. Let's get to work. All right, so we're gonna put up our timer. We're gonna do 20 minutes. We're gonna recap, and we're gonna do 20 minutes getting to work. We're going to look at what we did last time, as well as Oh, I was gonna do one more thing actually. Let's do this. Give me 1 second. Let's go. Mhm. All right. So just added something to interact with the chat, added a bot. All right, cool. So, like I said, we are going to get into our Terraform work. We're going to review what we did last time because it was quite a while ago. And so we are inside of start the clock.
It's time to do.
And we are going to let me see one more thing. All right. So, let's see. It says, I've been letting you slide with these multiple Miami hats. Honestly, I was trying a different one each show to see when you would catch it or if you would say anything. So it was, and so it took you about 3 to 4 shows for you to actually mention it. So thank you for being so graceful with me. I figured you caught it, but I was saying like when were you actually gonna mention it? So it's all good. It's all good. So all right, all right, all right. I'm gonna switch it up for the next one, and then I'm going to. All right, let's go with. All right, we are here. Let's go into AWS, and we are gonna go to Elastic Cloud Container Service. And so this is the one that we created last time. And we want to drink. So what we want to do, we want to terraform this whole bad boy. We did get it running last time. And also, one of the things that I found out last time as well, when we got it running, it was running on port 3000, but so let's start it up actually so you can see. Let's see. Hold on. How do we do this last time? So no services, tasks. I think we do run a task. And here's a great thing about doing this with Terraform is that we get to learn so much about AWS. And it's like one of them is helping out the other. So let's see here. So this is the task definition, networking. So like in this virtual in this or not even this one, in this one with the security group, it didn't have the setting for like the port that it would be running on. So we had to set that up. And let's see, we go here, here. One thing that we'd have to figure out as well. So we have our Google Sheets configuration. One thing we have to figure out. What am I doing? I'm running a task. Okay. We would have to figure out how to get it to run on port 80, which should be pretty simple. Because that's what we would want to use. So let's go create. And then we're gonna have to decide: is this something that we want to use on so after we're all done with this, do we want to use this instead of what do you call it? instead of our Elastic Cloud container setup that we did. You know, so it's gonna be like it's gonna be some decisions that have to be made. But at least we are figuring this out. We're learning how to do it Terraform. We're learning about Fargate. We're learning about Elastic Container Service. We already got our Elastic Container Registry, which is good. So yeah, let's see. And then another thing that we can do after we get through this is we can update the repository to have the latest code to get the latest version up there. So we'll see. We shall see. All right. Let's see here. Refresh. It's running. And if we go to, where did we see this last time? We go here. This service. Oh, am I running it as a task or a service? Let me see. How do we get to this last time? I have to remember. So let's see. We don't have any service that's running. Have a task. So it says no running task as well. We have one running task. Task. So if we go to this task and we opened this address, and if we go to port 3000, all right, so the app is up on port 3000. And then if we were like, so at this point, we have it up running on 3000. We want it to run on port 80, so that when we go straight to it, it would come up. And then we'd also want to be running we have to set up like Route 53 and everything like that. So let's take a look at. So I think the first thing that we're going to want to do is to just get this particular setup inside of our Terraform, right? So with that being said, let's leave this up as it is, and so we can have not this one. That's because we're gonna have to do the task first, the task definition. So let's go to this. Go to task definitions, and we'll start off the task definition by having this up, and then we will replicate this using Terraform. So we learn how to do it manually, and then we start to implement it with the necessary code. So it's gonna be interesting. Let's try to figure this out. Let's jump to the other screen. All right. Let me move myself down a little bit. That's not good. All right, cool. So we don't need this part right now. And let's go. All right, so we will. So I'll be looking at this screen over here, and then I'll be moving the things over as necessary. So container definitions. And I'm also going to open up interesting. Okay, see that. Where did... Let's go back over here because I just opened this over here. I saw this container because here we would want to put, like, if we wanted to get it on port 80, we'd put port 80 over here. But there's going to be so many moving pieces to this, but we're going to have to do it step by step. So we have our ECR where we have our Docker container being hosted. And now we need, so let me go actually here and let's say we create a new task definition. Create a new task definition, definition family name. All right, so I'm gonna have this screen up, and we're gonna see what we can find over here. So and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Terraform ECS task definition. So what we'll look at over here is we'll look at this. Okay, so that's what I thought. The definition of the container is going to be some type of JSON thing over here. And then we're going to, okay, so there's multiple containers for the task. This is kind of almost like a Docker compose file, to be honest with you. Docker volume configuration, container definition, service JSON, and then the volume. So you can have the container definition all within a particular file, which is interesting, very useful. Let's see. The volume configuration, resource. Task definition. All right, so I think okay. So this is the one that we want to use, the runtime platform in Fargate, and then we're going to define the containers accordingly. Container definition, a list of valid container definitions provided as a single valid JSON document. Please note that you should only provide values that are part of the container definition document. For a detailed description of what task definition parameters let's see. Okay, cool. So let's get to it. I'm gonna do one more search for how to set up Terraform for ECS task definition. Like I said, I like to use tutorials as well. So there was one from Spacelift. Let's check out Spacelift. I haven't used that one before. But all right, we got all that. Why use ECS over EC2? So let's see, why. Okay, here's a question. Why should we use ECS, Elastic Container Service, over EC2? So ECS and EC2 are services provided by AWS for running applications in the cloud. Although at a high level, they seem to host workloads, they serve different purposes and are different for different types of workloads. Some of the reasons for choosing ECS over EC2: containerization, which is great, scalability, and elasticity, monitoring, cost optimization, and this is the part that I'm really interested in. ECS can help optimize costs by allowing us to run containers on demand without the need for permanent EC2 instances. With AWS Fargate, we only pay for the resources allocated to our containers while they are running. which is more cost effective compared to maintaining a fleet of EC2 instances. And then you can read more at cost optimization. So let's jump down to how to set up ECS with Terraform. So set up a VPC. We've done that in the past. Resource AWS VPC main. Do all this type of stuff. Add the subnets. We could do this for this project, but I want to focus on the ECS part. Okay, ECS ALB. Those are for the load balancing. All right, configuring the ECS cluster. Create and push an image. Create and push the application image. Create ECS. All right, so this is where we're at. The task definition. So family, network. All right, execution. Runtime platform. Container definitions. All right, so we're starting about over here, and we're going to modify it to our needs. I can do the port mapping straight in here too, from container port of 3000 to the host port of 80, and then we should be able to access it on our. So let's do that. Let's start with a small win, and let's get this to. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna get this to start working. Okay. Let's go to start with. Go family. I'm just gonna move family up here. That's just the name. Gonna be called PPQ app container. Get rid of that. And we're going to app container task. And we're going to go with container definition. So this is going to start with JSON encode. And we're going to open up our brackets, enter, one more line. And we're going to say, all right, so now I'm going to go over to our setup in AWS. So okay, so we need also our brackets. And we're going to call this PPQ app. We're going to say the image is now. The image is going to be what comes out of here. Let's see if this is going to work. ECR repository dot repository URL. And then so it would be, how do I add this variable here? How do we do it again? Let me see. How to use variable. I want to use a variable inside the string.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's see. Is it like this? Hold on, let me see. Okay. So we're saying the URL from the repository with the latest tag is the image that we're going to be using. Let's see, go back over here. Let's finish this container definition and then we can then we'll like go to our break. So let me look. So I'm going to look at our other container on our I'm looking at the one that we did already. So we can see how we should set this up. So, like this is getting deep into the weeds, like a little bit tricky. So we have to be careful with it. And that's why, like I said, tomorrow we're gonna be talking about celebrating our wins. So all right, we didn't have any CPU settings, so we don't have to put that for now. Let's go to port mappings equals container port equals 3000, and as a host port equals 80. Oh, we need to wrap this in the squiggly brackets. All right. We gave a name for our, let's give it a name with Terraform. I want to start all my resources with Terraform, starting with TF. That way we can easily identify what those resources are. And then if we want to have additional images, we would do that there. But we are not going to be doing additional images for now. Not going to do a volume or anything like that. Let me look at over here. Where do Okay, so then we have right here. And see, I have to use like multiple documentations because they didn't have the protocol on the other one. But I think it should be, or on the Terraform documentation, it didn't have the protocol listed. So host port, container port, protocol. But then there's also an app protocol, which I don't see that one. We'll leave it as that for now. All right. I think that's everything. Oh no, we have an environment variable as well. How do we add? Okay, so there's an environment variable in here. Let's go with that, and we will say name equals, and we'll have Google Sheet URL. And we will have, or I guess this would be key. Oh, they had a name on theirs. And then value. All right, so let's try that. Let's try that, see what happens, what we can make of it. And that is going to be the URL of the Google Sheet. And I'm just going to try out this Terraform plan. And we need to cd Terraform, cd Docker, Terraform plan. See if we get any errors, and then when we come back from break, we can focus on those errors. So it said that look at that. So let's look at this real quick, and then we go to break. So the Terraform will create a AWS task definition, PPQ task, resource AWS task definition. This will be known after, and it's going to have the container definition with our environment, with the name of the image that it's going to be using. The name of the task is going to be this, or the name of the, so the name of the container definition is going to be this. And so we want to also rename this family to TF like that. Cool. All right, we'll run it when we get, because I don't want to run it now and then we get distracted during break, and then you know how I am. So we're on break. Let's go and let's enjoy our break. Let me know how everyone is doing this lovely Sunday afternoon. What's the weather like down here in South Florida? It is 80 degrees today down here in South Florida. How's the weather like for you up there, Mitch? And how is the weather for you? I'm technically Tim. It's 80 degrees over here, and there is 0 chance of rain. We have a 47% humidity, wind at 11 miles per hour. So yeah, just curious how. Oh, look who decided to crash the party. Look who decided to crash the party. Well, since you are late to the party, I am going to mute you today, Mr. Stream Element Bot. And let's put up our break. Let's go with So I'm technically Tim says South Florida weather always makes me jealous. I won't lie, I'm a hater, coach. See, the first step is admitting that you are a hater of those who live in South Florida. Where are you from, Tim? Where are you from? What part of the country are you in? I'm gonna because I know I'm waiting for the bot to do this, but I'm gonna drop this in the chat because I am curious. I am curious to know. Do you guys remember back in the days when you'd get into chat rooms and then they would say, age, location, gender, but I'm gonna ask your age, location, and your tech field of interest. Oh, from Jamaica. Wagwan. I have a lot of Jamaican friends down here. Like it's so mixed down here. It is so mixed down here. Ooh, you're in Canada. You're in Canada? It's That's a cold place to live. That is a cold place to live. All right. So Tim lives in Canada, up north of the border. All right. So let's do this. Let's go to LinkedIn real quick. Actually, no, I don't want to go to LinkedIn. I want to go to Glassdoor. I tell you, like, I learned, and I even know when someone asks me how to respond. So, you know, I got something for Portuguese. I got something for Spanish, Cuban. I know how to properly address people. Let's see. So jobs. And let's swoop over to here. So let's look at what do they have on Glassdoor. I like to go back and forth between Glassdoor. Let's do Chicago. All right, so let's do Terraform. Let's see what roles will come out from Terraform. Let's just do a broad search for Terraform. And so the first result that I get for Terraform is Senior Cloud Engineer Hybrid based out of Akron, Ohio. Let's see. Essential functions, illustrative duties may include, but not restricted to, lead ongoing technical evolution of existing portfolio and applications and services. And here's the thing. This past Friday, I got a major win for myself. I mean, it helped the team, but I've been like trying to get this Terraform thing done at work since December. Actually, was it? Yeah, since December, and I finally got it to work and everything. So I was so excited by that. And then I started to now I'm moving on to cleaning it up and stuff like that. So it's so many like when you can actually put the things that you're learning to use, it is really, really exciting. I'm telling you, like I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in the kind of conversation coming out tomorrow, but it was incredible, like to see everything working, and I migrated everything over, making our lives easier, man. Like, because you're not going to find many QA people who are doing Terraform, but I said, you know what? Let me make it harder for all of you guys out here. I am leveling up. I'm raising the bar on QA engineering so that we can continue to add more value because Tim, you know how on the Millionaire Morning Show when they're talking about they're demanding minimum wage increases for fast food workers where you're getting paid like $25 an hour. I'm like, well, they're going to come and look for me to say, hey, how can we automate this a little bit more so that we don't have to pay people who pay all this extra money over in California and New York and Chicago and stuff like that. And I'm gonna say, okay, well, here's let me build the
Get a
infrastructure.
move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
That was rude. But like I was saying, right? They're going to need people like us to build out this infrastructure. They're going to need the data from Mitch, like who's like analyzing the data, saying where's going to be a good spot to put this in. They're going to need people who to keep it secure so it doesn't get hacked. So people like you is going to be super necessary. They're going to need people like me to test it and to automate it, things like that. So that's why like we have to be ahead of the curve. Very, very important. Always getting ahead of the curve. All right. So let's take a look at this. Design, develop, modify, implement, and support software components anywhere in software stack. Lead the team in task planning, estimation, risk management, risk assessment, and assist the project manager with scheduling. All right, so let's see. Work with other departments such as QA and customer support on escalated technical issues. Document and demonstrate solutions with text documents, layouts, diagrams, charts, code comments, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Qualification. 15 years of experience demonstrating increasing levels of responsibility in complex systems and engineering environments, or 10 years and the ability to demonstrate mastery level in requirements listed. So this right here, they would be looking for someone who is mid to late 30s, because 15 years of experience, let's say you graduate at 22, 23. You add 15, we're like at 37, 38 that you've been consistently been in the field. Or if like 10 years and stronger, like if you're really good, then they say, okay, maybe like 32, 33. So you have to, like, it's a lot of experience that you're gonna have to be building up. So now, which I hate to say this, but when we don't properly plan, for whatever reason, like we didn't know we wanted to do something that made us feel good, whatever that degree or path may be. And then we get like 5 years in, 10 years in, and now we're like 27, 20, 32, 33. And we're like, well, I want to switch my roles. And now we go to, instead of going back to school, we go to a boot camp or we take some online courses, which, trust me, I am in full favor of using online courses and boot camps to get the education. But for instance, this position right here, BS in computer science, computer engineering or related field, and 15 years of experience. So now for us to be qualified with this, like, if we don't have this, that makes it even harder. But that 10 to 15 years of experience, that puts us looking at about in our mid 40s to be able to qualify for this position. So, and that's why I always say, like, hey, we, like, at this point, at the age that we're at, I'm just about 20 years older than Tim. So we, like, people like Mitch and I, we need to start putting it into the mind of those who are coming after us. Hey, stop going after things that make you feel good, right? Because I'll tell you, like, stop going after things that make you feel good. Go after the things that are going to get you to where you want to be. And I'll mention this, right? Because I was watching, I think it was the interview with Dana White and Sage Steele. And Dana White was talking about his kids. I just want him to do whatever makes him happy, whatever makes him happy, whatever makes him happy. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But for a lot of people who go after what makes them happy, 10 years down the road, that thing no longer makes them happy. And pretty much they have lost their opportunity to, they've lost their opportunity to, like, it's going to be really, really hard, right? So, like like Tim says, no basket weaving. No basket weaving degrees. It's like you can do that as a hobby, but are you really going to spend $100,000 on a college education on that? So that's the things that we need to think about, that we need to consider. All right. We are going to get back to our work, right? And we'll continue looking at some more Terraform stuff. I see one over here in Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii DevOps developer requires TS SCI. So top secret. And what does SCI stand for? I forgot what the SCI stands for. We'll pull it up after. But imagine making $170K living in Hawaii doing tech stuff. Work week 50% on site, 50% off site. Immediate hire. Oh my goodness. All right. We're gonna leave that one for when we come back, because I am curious to see this kind of work. Like, so if you let's say you work in government, you're able to get your security clearance, and you're into this type of infrastructure as code, you could land yourself working in Hawaii, making $170K per year, living on the beach. I remember when my guy, the test lead, went to Hawaii, and he was showing him working from Hawaii. He was practically working on the beach. So, the decisions that we make, how about we make decisions that are going to help us elevate now, so that we can enjoy all of our hobbies and things that make us have fun later? We can do both. But when we say, I'm going to sacrifice my future to have fun now, that is when we are on the losing team. All right, let's get back to it. So we are going to go over to here, start up another 20-minute segment.
Let's go!
All right, so let me pull this up over here. And we're going to do Terraform apply. And let's see what happens. See if we get any errors, if it gets created. We're going to say, yes, please do that. And I always like to be very polite with the software that I'm using, just because I feel like if I'm polite, it might be graceful. It might be graceful. I don't know. All right, so we have an error. Invalid settings for container. At least one memory or memory reservation must be specified. All right, so let's do our memory. Let me look over here. Why, if the memory is required, why did it not like when we set it up, it didn't say, hey, you have to include a memory here. Okay, so let's go to revision. Task definition. Oh, well, look at here. Look at here. So take a look at this. I went to, so inside of AWS, I went to here, and it gives me my container definition. It gives me all of this. So technically, we just need to move this over to like something. We just need to move this over to. We can follow this guide to put in over here. So let's just update this. Let's update our Terraform file based off this JSON over here. So let's do that. Let's close this out for now. So we have this, and then we have another one called app protocol equals HTTP. We have, and this is going to be under the container definition, essential equals true. And we're going to have CPU zero. We got the family. Network mode. So we have the container defined. So let's put it above the container. So let's say we have network mode, and that's going to be AWS VC. And then we're going to go to require compatibilities. We're going to say Fargate. And let's see. So CPU equals, oh wait, no, what? Why is there two CPUs? Oh, wait, there's a CPU inside of, wait, so, all right, so 1024. All right, and then we're going to have memory. So memory equals 3072. And we do runtime platform, CPU architecture, and we're going to say x86-64, and operating system family Linux. All right, so I think we have everything that we need here. Let me see. I want to add some tags as well. Let's add it. I'd like to add the tags towards the end. So all right. Add another one for. All right, let's do that. So let's try that. So we chose Fargate. We set the right ports to determine how to make sure the port 3000 looks for port 80. Let me copy this to. Let me copy both of these, just so we can know what we're doing in here. I'm going to copy this to. So, and then we can take that, and we're going to say inside of here, we're doing this, and we'll do the port 443 afterwards. Figure that out after. All right, cool. So we got this. We can at least get started with HTTP on port 80. We have our environment variable. I think that's everything we need for now. Then we have to create the cluster, and we'll do have the cluster launch it. All right, cool. So let's try our Terraform apply again. Let's first start off with Terraform plan. It's interesting that the Terraform plan will tell you that it's good, but the Terraform apply will fail. Map of strings required. Oh, okay. I think I know what it is. It is going to be that. And I'll leave it. I don't want to think about the tags right now. I can always add them later, but I just have to think about the format. It's like giving it a name and then a value and stuff like that. But whatever. So let's go with this Terraform plan. That should work. Okay, and we're gonna do Terraform apply. So it's going to create a. So the CPU is going to have 1 gig of CPU and 4 gigs or 3 gigs of memory. So let's do it. Yes. And we got another error. All right. So when network mode AWS VPC, the host ports and container ports must match. Okay. All right. So let's replicate exactly what we have then, and we'll do the port 3000, and then we can figure it out later. What do we need to do to get it to map to port? To get it to map to port 80. So let's try yes. I need to get it created. That's the prior requires a task definition to have execution role ARN to support. Okay, so let's see if we do. Execution role ARN. And I mean, we can copy over right now what's in there, and then we can always find out what else we need to do to get it to work. Because like we have to think about, you'd want to create the whole infrastructure as brand new. So let's go with that. But just to get, because we're still fighting for that initial victory. All right, so we have our initial victory, but we'll want to come back and let's say to do find out if this should be something different. All right, so we have a to do in here. Now we can go over and we can look to see if this was executed. Let's go to here. Let's click on task definition. Now we have our terraformed task definition right here. And we can, let me open this in a new tab. I don't think I created this. I think this was created. It must have been created on its own by AWS or something, because I don't think I created this, bro. Yeah, see AWS, man. Oh no, I don't know. Let me see. Roles. I think AWS created this. I don't think I created this. But anyways, let's continue. Let me see. Yeah, I think AWS created this role. I don't think I created this role. All right, let's close that one down. And the next thing that we want to do, so now we want to start off with the cluster. Create the cluster that is going to launch this. So let's go back to here. Well, first let's look up the ECS cluster. Look at this documentation. Resource, name, setting. And let's look up this other, let's look up the guide. Create the ECS service, ECS service. So, but when did we create? We didn't create a cluster yet. So that's what. Let's see. Okay, so the cluster gets created here. We create a couple of resources to provision capacity providers for ECS clusters created on the previous step. All right, so let's go over here. Let's go to clusters. If we're to create a cluster, all right, and we can also use, let's click on this cluster and let's look at so there goes the tasks that are running. Let's look at the infrastructure. So let's try to figure this out. Let's try to figure this out. So let's go back to the screen. And now we're going to do resource cluster AWS. So let's go with AWS ECS cluster. And we're going to call this PPQ cluster, ECS cluster. All right, and the name that we're going to give it is tf.ppq ECS cluster. All right, so we have that. Now, what else? Let's look at this again. So all that I see with cluster is the name, and then there might be some settings. So that might be it for cluster. So let's run this. Let's run this apply, and see if the cluster gets created. So we go here. All right. So we're gonna do yes. So it's creating. And while it's doing that, if we go over here and we refresh, this is done. Refresh, we should see another cluster pop up over here with TF PPQ ECS cluster. So good. Now the question is, how do we get the cluster to launch the task? So, I mean, should that be part of Terraform? That's a good question. Let's see. So let's see. So we have this, and then cluster capacity. Capacity provider, capacity providers. Okay, very distinct name. Oh, cluster capacity providers. Cluster name. Cluster name. default capacity provider. I'm not familiar with. So, all right. So I wonder if we need this step. If we can, this is a part of creator. So we have the test definition. We did this already. We have the cluster. We have the test definition. Create the ECS service. Testing ECS deployment. Let's see. Cluster launch task. I don't know. All right, so let's see how to run ECS tasks in Terraform. Let's see, is what I'm doing even possible? Let's see. I originally started getting into. All right, cool. So you need to define an ECS service resource in Terraform, and in there define how many instances of your task you want running. In the example, let's see what they have here. See, that's why I really like Stack Overflow and GitHub and everything. So many different resources. So there is never an excuse of why you can't learn something. All right, so let's look at this service. We have the name of the service, the cluster, desired amount. And then there's a task definition. I don't think we need a template file, but resource, AWS task definition. I think that's what we have here, the task definition. Yeah. So how do we? So the question is going to be
Lunch break.
where-
Lunch break.
Oh, task definition right here. Okay, cool, perfect. This is going to be perfect. This is going to be perfect. All right. Well, let's get to break, and then when we come back from break, we're going to do the ECS service. Although we didn't do an ECS service when we were running the task, but I don't know. We'll figure that out. We shall figure that out. All right. All right. We got in the building. AI has entered the chat. So is that artificial intelligence? Is it Andre Iguodala? Is it Allen Iverson? There's so many AIs out there. So many AIs, and all of them amazing players in the respective industries they are from. So, what's going on, Pluto? How are you doing this fine Sunday afternoon? All right. So, let's go back to let's see anything in the chat. I'm going to drop this in the chat again because I do not see Mr. Bot yet dropping it in the chat. So, I want to know. We're going to go back to the old days, and we're going to say, let us know. I'm going to start pinning that to the top of the chat next stream. I'm going to say, let us know your age, location, and tech field in the chat. We have, I'm technically Tim. That said, oh, that's Pluto. Pluto says entered the chat, and Pluto wants to know how's everyone doing. But Tim says 20 Canada cybersecurity. Pluto is in cybersecurity as well. And Pluto says it's a maidenless Sunday playing Elden Ring. I don't know what any of those things are, but that sounds absolutely amazing for a relaxing Sunday afternoon. So, Pluto, how does it feel to be back to regular schedule with the rest of us commoners where you're working Monday through Friday? Pluto used to have a 3-day work week. Was it a 3-day work week, or was it, or did you just work different hours? But it used to be his Fridays on Wednesdays, and now, or it might have been on Tuesdays, and now he is a commoner with the rest of us. Right. And Tim said he still hasn't played that yet. I want no smoke with Souls games. Oh, that's not. See, I haven't played video games in since I was 25. You guys want to hear the story about what happened, like how I stopped playing video games? There's two ways I stopped playing video games. We'll do that during break. So let me know. Do you want to know why I stopped playing video games? Pluto says, in week 5, I will be on night shift again. Company, but I will get a pay raise. I love pay raises. I just be like, when I hear pay raise, I'm like,
Money.
how I feel. Right. So, all right. So Tim says he's in for story time. All right. So there's a couple of things that happened. I was big on playing. I'll throw the 5 minutes up. Probably do it twice so we can also get to the. To that job in Honolulu. The job in Honolulu looks very promising. So 5-minute break. Okay. So here's a story. Right. So two things. It's two stories. Two things happen. The first one, I used to be a big player of like the sports game Madden. I was all right. I would play Madden until they released NBA Live. See, this is how old I am. NBA Live. They don't make NBA Live anymore. Now it's just 2K, like the 2KX, right? So what? But then it just started getting too hard. That was the first thing. I'm like, I was spending too much time getting too upset with playing against the computer, and I was like, start throwing controllers. I didn't want to break my TV, so playing NBA Live, it was just too hard at one point. I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm not doing this anymore. I think the last game I played might have been Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. But here's the other story that happened. Do you guys remember when Street Fighter came out on, I think on PS2 or 3 or something like that? Came out on one of those PlayStations, right? And I shouldn't even be telling you this story, but I had a friend, Jamaican by the way, Tim, like I had a friend, and he had allegedly, because it was like the first day or two that Street Fighter came out, and he had not played it yet. And we're playing best till 10. And I was up 9-0. I forgot, I don't remember who I was using, but I was up 9-0. This bastard came back from me having a 9-0 lead to beat me 10-9. Straight 10, like one after the other. And I was like, you know what? Thank you, but no thank you. I said, you can just take the game. Just keep the game. I'm not. I paid like $50-$60 for this game. This is back in like, had to be 2006-ish, around 2006, 2007. And I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not playing. You can take the game and have a nice life. But yeah, it was like when the Warriors were up 3-1 when the Warriors were up 3-1. There you go. You see, there you go. Like I was just about to say it. Coach blew a 3-1 lead. I sure did. I sure did. It was hard. And I was like, I'm done with video games. I'm going to find something better to do with my time. And I walked away. And I don't play video games anymore. So maybe it's a little bit of trauma. I don't know. Maybe I need some therapy about why I stopped playing video games. It's still a hard story to tell. But, I did blow a 3-1 lead. I felt like I was the Golden State Warriors before they were the Golden State Warriors, right? And that one night, up 9-0, and they came back and won 10-9. I think he hustled me. But it is what it is. All right. we are going. So let me. Pluto said, let's see. I do a lot of resume reviews on LinkedIn because people just ask me, should I? Yeah, if you can get paid for it, anything you can get paid for, you better do it. Because I'll tell you this. I do resume reviews for some people, but here's the thing. A lot of times, and I was just talking to you guys are familiar with your car and Trap and Slay. I was talking to them earlier today, and they were we're talking about like how when you give people information, and they don't do anything with it, and then they come back over and over again asking for the same information, and they just don't make any moves with it. If we are going to be spending our time, we should like, because I believe people don't really value things. Some people do, right? But the majority, I don't think they value things that they don't have that they get for free. And guess what? Some people don't even value things that they pay for. So it's like, so I'm like, hey, monetize your time, because at least if they don't value it, at least you'll be getting something out of it. So I 100% definitely think you should charge something to review resumes, So just saying. And all right, what else we got? Let's see. So that is some more video game talk that I am not qualified, apparently, blowing a 3-to-1 lead to have. But I did.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
Vice City was nice though. And Tim says, video games are great, but they can be a huge time sink without moderation. And here's the thing. If you are able to like build a platform and you build a following and monetize playing video games, I like go for it. Some people became very, very big. I think Destiny was a video game streamer, and like look at the size of his platforms at this point. But if you're just doing it, like to kill some time, cool. But like you said, in moderation, if that is your stream of income, then do what you got to do. And it's just, yeah, I kind of used use it as a way to say I'm a mentor and leverage as extracurricular work activities to negotiate salary. I also build the rapport tech community. I help someone get a job. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's just like you might spend time trying to help 100 people and only one person follows through, and that's great. But I personally don't have the time to babysit people who aren't going to do what's in their best interest. So, but if you can pick them, carefully, then by all means. But I think it's awesome that and yeah, like even I use all the stuff that I do to to leverage that, negotiate things like that. But it's just like at some point, you just gotta, just balance it out. Or you say, oh, I'm gonna focus on like maybe this amount of people, and if they use it, they use it. If they don't, they don't. But so more like investing into my craft to be a consultant one day. Yep, totally agree. And guess what? When I was starting, I did that as well. But now I don't have to do it because like there's been people who someone didn't appreciate it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Let me put up this 5 minutes so that we can actually look at this job in Honolulu, because that is it was very interesting. One more break, and then we'll come back for one more segment, and then we will wrap it up for today. So we are on Glassdoor, and we will go over to the other screen. So this position, Honolulu, Hawaii DevOps developer, and if anyone in the chat remembers, like, what is the SCI clearance? Let me look it up. That is okay. So all right. So TSSCI is top secret / sensitive compartmented information. So this is the type of information that you're going to find in certain presidents' garage or at their homes in West Palm Beach, right? So it might be in their garage in some old 1962 car, or it might be inside of their inside of their office. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's go back to here, and we have so it's a DevOps engineer role in Hawaii, in Honolulu, Hawaii, right? For Loyola Enterprises. I don't know. Whenever I hear of enterprise, I think of like the mafia. I don't know why. So immediate hire. Work week 50% on site, 50% off site. Work location Honolulu, Hawaii, on the beach. Salary 170K plus, depending on experience. See some more. Basic qualifications: STEM related bachelor's degree. So keep in mind, with the bachelor's that Pluto got from WGU, that puts him in qualification. Cybersecurity degree. If you get a software engineering, computer science, whatever that degree is, boom, right? So there goes an opportunity. Department of Defense approved 8570 IAT level 2. No idea what that means, but it's something that has to do with the Department of Defense. CompTIA Security Plus. All right. So there goes some cybersecurity parts to it. Ability to work on site at customer facility 2 to 3 days a week. So this is like working off site. Experience with agile methodologies. Very, very important. Did a agile presentation for my Patreon members a couple of weeks ago. I have to actually upload that to the Patreon for playback. Familiarity with cloud-based technologies, which is what we're doing here, right? We're getting familiar with AWS. We are getting familiar with Terraform. In the future, we'll be looking into Azure. I have never logged into Azure yet. So we're going to look into Azure, Google Cloud Platforms, experience with DevOps, pipeline development, and sustainment. All right, so pipeline's cool. Now, preferred qualifications. Experience with implementation of Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure. So let's say a check for Amazon Web Services. Like I said, we do want to look into Microsoft Azure. So you don't even need the cloud certifications. You don't have to be AWS certified or nothing like that. They would like you to have it, but it's not a requirement. And guess what? The AWS certification, like to become a AWS solutions architect or something like that, that cert is like, I think it's about 80 questions, something to that extent. It's not that complicated. And because AWS is so broad, the questions they vary a lot, but it's not going to hone in very specific on one thing. So definitely possible. Familiarity platform as a service, familiarity with Platform One Big Bang. I haven't heard of these. I haven't heard of this. I kind of have an idea what this is. Experience with DevOps tools such as GitLab, Nexus, Artifactory, Jenkins. So I know I've set up Nexus before, set up Jenkins, SonarQube, and I set up Nexus through Docker, set up Jenkins through Docker. Familiar with Docker. I'm not familiar with SonarQube. Definitely familiar with Python, Bash, familiar with that. Go somewhat. Terraform. Ansible is what we're going to be tackling next after we are done with Terraform. We're going to be going into DevOps as a whole. So guess what? We would technically be qualified for this position. Well, not really, because I do not have any security clearances. I can't, So the job summary. Let's take a look at the job summary real quick.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
So this says design and implement cloud native infrastructure and deployment strategies to extend existing services and applications to the cloud. Automate environment deployments into varied and complex environments. Enhance CI pipelines to support new deployment targets, environments, and architecture using DevOps principles and practices to get the most out of the tool chain. And identify constraints and employ creative automation solutions to break bottlenecks, improve processes, and create efficiencies. Like this is talking my love language again. Okay, design and code automated test and testing frameworks, test tools, CI infrastructure, automated deployments, and design scalable maintenance practices. This is great. Like, this is amazing because, and so many people, like, I'll come across people who have who can obtain these clearances, but it's like when you have these clearances, that automatically makes your work value just skyrocket because it's so hard to get these clearances, you know. And if we would focus, like I was talking earlier, not focusing on the things that make us feel good, but the things that it's actually going to put us in the winning position, getting us to work on the beach in Honolulu. Like, if you're a surfer, go and surf every single day after work, maybe before work as well. Being customer side, I don't know what it takes to get this, but hey, CompTIA certified. So many opportunities. So Loyola Enterprise is seeking a DevOps engineer to support Department of Air Force CloudWorks projects. Maybe it's for the Space Force. Maybe it's for the Space Force. Cool. All right, so let's get back to work. But that sounds like an excellent opportunity. Let's read the chat real quick, and then we shall go to our last 20 minutes. So security clearance, yep, got that. Gradually making the transition to the PC. Sounds like a game. All right, setting up. Oh, okay, you're moving to the PC. Gotcha. Too much game talk. All right, so DoD IAT level 2 is compliance. So you need certain certifications to qualify. Is that like GRC compliance? Interesting. Security Plus is IAT level 1. Interesting. That is very interesting. And CASP Plus is IAT level 3. Look at Pluto dropping knowledge on us like that. Look at
Message.
Nice. And CISP knocks out most compliance. That's amazing. I'm learning a lot here. That is amazing. And that's true. Consoles are pretty much dumbed down because, like, some people, if they don't need the to do network, like all the stuff that you do on a computer, some people just have a console. And I'm doing labs right now, virtualizing a SOC in Microsoft Azure. The Azure portal is pretty user friendly. Nice. That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. And Azure is nice. I like it. Clearance is cream of the crop. There is 5 levels of clearance. Top secret, TSPI is the top for civilian. There's higher, but you gotta be in. It's possible to get through government or company sponsor. Yeah, I heard and a lot of companies, like, they also want you to come in having it instead of them getting it for you. I wonder. I have a theory why that might be, but I have to think about it a little bit more. And clearance is expensive. So clearance is expensive. Costs roughly $30K to $100K depending on the level for company or taxpayer money. So you gotta be worth. So that answers my question. So the reason that companies don't want to just pay for it, sponsor you for it, is because it costs them 30 to 100K. And so if that was the case, I would put them on a contract and say, hey, if I was to give you this clearance, you have to stay for this amount of time. And if you leave, you're gonna have to pay something back. That's just my thoughts. All right. Awesome information as always, Pluto. Shout out to Pluto. You deserve a round of applause. That was absolutely amazing information. I'm sure many, many people benefited from that. All right, let's get into our last 20-minute segment of the show for today. Okay, I'm gonna put that up.
It's time to do.
So the last step we have to do is create our service so we can get this started up. We're going to use this. GitHub repo of where they're setting up the service, and we're going to try to get it to work. So I am going to create another resource here. So that's going to be, so I'm going to be using this screen and I'll just be like referencing what I'm doing. So here we're going to create the service. So resource and AWS ECS service. And we're going to call that PPQ ECS service. And the only thing they have is name. So we're going to call this, let's minimize this because we don't need this right now. We're going to call this, the military gives those clearances out like Uber gives away houses or cars. Let's go with, so the name, we'll just go with the name for now. We're going to go with TF PPQ ECS service. And then we're going to go with cluster and we're going to say AWS ECS cluster dot PPQ cluster. And then we're going to go with desired count, I guess, of 1. I don't know. Because we didn't do that last time. Let me switch. Leave there. And then we're going to go with task definition, and that's going to be AWS CS task definition dot PPQ task dot app or dot ARN. Do that. And then let me see. Let me see. Don't need this. Load balancer. Report. Let's leave it as that, and let me go over to so let's do AWS ECS service. This for now. Prevent race condition during service deletion. Make sure. Let's see. All right, so here we go. So, we have the cluster. So let's go with ID here. So I'm going between different sites to get a better understanding. So let's go with ID, desired count, task definition. Let's see what they ARN. Okay. Okay. I don't think I have. Let's see if the load balancers are required for this. Okay. Desired count is optional, so I can leave that out then. All right, so let's leave the optional stuff out for now. Is load? I don't remember setting up anything for load balancer. Load balancer is optional. Launch. Okay, launch. Let's put a launch type. That's gonna be Fargate. So I think we can give it a try. We have the test definition. All right, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. There's no time like the present. Let's see what error if we get any errors. And we're going to say yes, please. And it says network configuration must be provided when network mode AWS. All right, so let's look up network configuration. So AWS. Network configuration. Okay, so let's see. What is network configuration supposed to be? So network configuration for the service. This parameter is required for test definitions that use AWS VPC network mode to receive their own Elastic network interface. And it is not supported for other network modes. Oh, okay, so let's take a look at this one. See, but this one isn't running a service though. Which makes me a little confused on why we're running it as a task. Maybe we're supposed to be running it as a service. So let's say we go to service, create. Let's do that. Networking. So subnets. All right. So if we do security, so we'll use the existing ones for now, right? So SGB455 FAF. So what I'm doing is over here, I'm adding the subnet here. See if that's gonna work. And then or security group, and let's say subnet. Let me just copy these. Actually, I can't. So subnet. Say copy this. Not entirely sure if this is gonna work, but let's see what happens. And then we can always like go back to what we did before where we created our own subnets, which we have in another file somewhere. And then we can create a new set of VPC subnets and security group that would maintain all of this. And last one we have here. And say we do that's not. Okay, so let's leave it as that. Let me go back to the documentation. Let's see. So this one takes the subnets which we added, security groups which we added. Okay, so if we didn't put the security group, it would have just assigned it to the default one. Assign a public IP address to the ENI Fargate launch type only. Let's see what that one does. Okay. You can always change that later. So, okay, let's try this again. Terraform, apply. And here's the thing, even though that we've done all this stuff, all these different things in Terraform, now the next time we have to do it, it's going to make it like a little bit easier, but I don't remember how I did all the security groups back then, like sometime last year. But if I had to do it again, I would just look at what I did before and then it'll make a lot more sense. The more you continue to do it, the more sense it's going to continue to make, all right? So let's say yes. See what happens. Any errors? Any errors? Any errors? Oh, yeah. So let's see what happens. So now we go back into, I got to get the, oh, yeah, from Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but, you know. All right, so we're going to go to here, and we're going to say, go to here. We're going to say, here, and we have a service that isn't running any tasks. Why not? On task, there's no task to display. ¿Por qué? What is going on here? Any? And guess what? With IAM permissions, you could do it where all your infrastructure could be only created via Terraform and a Terraform role or user. And when people can come, they can look at the setups, but they cannot actually make modifications to it to protect your infrastructure and stuff like that. So keep that in consideration as well. Let's see. So the service is created. We have a task definition associated with it. But we don't have, let's see, we have the task definition. We have a service, but in the service, there's no task that's running. Why not? So if we go here and we say, or if we go here, we click into this and we say update service, desired task. Specify the number of desired tasks to launch. And we have the task in here. So what does desired count represent? Does that mean desired task? So let's look it up real quick. Let's go here. Let's go to desired count. Desired count. Number of instances the task definition to place and default 0. Do not specify if using number of instances. So let's try that, adding the desired count, see what happens. Maybe it creates the service, but if we have the desired count at 0, it's not going to actually create the, or set it up to run. I don't know. Let's find out. So we might also need this force new deployment. So go here. I added the desired count up here. And we're going to say yes. I need to find a way to annotate the screen so like I can write on it and stuff like that. All right, so let's go back to, so that's applied. Let's go back over here. And let's go here. And we still have, oh, wait, task 0 of 1 running. So let's open this up, see what we have going on. Tasks. Oh, yeah. So it's pending. It's pending. Let's see what happens. And then, you know what? You know what? I might even throw in a little bonus at the end. So we shall see. I'm going to put in a poll. I am going to throw in a poll. Let's see here. Let's do a poll. All right, let's do that. And I put a poll in the chat. Should we go for extra 20 minutes to update to the latest version of the site? All right, so I'll see what you guys say. I will see what you guys say. If you guys want to say no, I'm not really interested to updating to the latest version, then we'll let it go. But if you are interested, I will definitely spend a little bit more time with you guys. I have a little bit more time today. I have a lot of things to do, a little bit more time where we could do that. So we shall see. I'll wait and see what you guys say. I will wait and see what you guys say. All right. So let's see. Let's refresh this. What do we got going on over here? So I am over here. And let's see what's going on. So this is before we go to break, let's see what's going on. This is provisioning. Why are you pending? Why haven't you started up yet? The logs, maybe? So we don't have any logs here. I don't know the status of what's going on. It says desired status running. Last status is pending. Why is it pending? Why are you pending? How can I unpend you? Let's see. We go into cluster. It's trying. It's provisioning. I don't see exactly. We got the container. We got the image. Container details. Let's see. Got everything here. I don't know why it's in pending. Should have started. Okay, unable to pull secrets or registry auth execution resource retrieval failed. Unable to retrieve ECR registry auth. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I guess we're not done. I guess we are not done anyways because we need to fix this and then so what we'll do is it's gonna be real easy to update this. But let's go and let's do one more break. Let's do one more break. And we have in the building NC Worker. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing on this fine Sunday afternoon? I appreciate you for being here.
I appreciate you.
Awesome. And Tim says, I am identity and access management, being the unsung hero as usual.
We the best.
All right. All right. So let's see. There you go. All right, so far the yeses are winning. So we might do that update, but let's go to break first. Let's go to break, and I want to figure out why I'm not getting this connection to go through. So we'll do some research on that as well, and we will keep it moving. It should have worked. I feel like it should have worked, but it's all good. It is all good. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's take a look at our Glassdoor real quick. What I'm gonna start clipping up these breaks and putting them in the members only section of this channel where we just hang out, we talk, and we look for jobs and stuff like that. The little breakdown that we do during the breaks. I think that'll be a good place to put our break. So we'll see. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's put up another 5 minutes. And let's look up another job position. The search that we did was for Terraform, right? And looking for Terraform, we see, and this is the thing you have to understand. When you search for Terraform, a bunch of other stuff are going to fall in because there's different Terraform is going to fall under different categories depending on the company. So, for example, my software engineers at the company that I work for, all of them are doing some Terraform to some sort of degree, you know. So, all right. So let's see this senior full stack DevOps developer. This sounds heavy. Like it sounds like a lot of junk, and especially to be making only 70 to 75K in California of all places. In California, that's like being paid, you know, $10,000 to be a senior full stack and DevOps developer. So it's like 2 jobs in one. So let's break it down real quick. A full stack developer is responsible for the coding and layout of a website according to our client specifications, as well as plan, engineer, and support new and existing in-house projects. Knowledge of continuous integration and techniques and deployment process is a must. All right. So I am like, they said senior. I am curious to hear how much experience they're going to be asking for 70 to 75K in California. Right, Mitch? Right? So let's see. Full stack developer duties and responsibilities of the job. Full stack developer must have experience in planning and the delivery of desktop and web applications across multiple platforms. Responsibilities include writing efficient code, communicating with designers regarding requirements and the UI design, occasionally communicating with clients regarding their project, researching new technologies, keeping our project up to date, continuously supporting and expanding existing projects, accurately quoting new projects and features, tracking time spent per project. So job qualifications and requirements. While we don't have any formal educational requirements, experience in the field is necessary. Knowledge in the following is required. So that means if you have, like, let's say you did a Udemy course, so this would be actually now, this could be, I don't know about this whole senior part, but if you were to do like a Udemy course or a boot camp or something like that, this might be a way to gain some experience if they don't have any formal educational requirements. Experiences in the field is necessary, and you can make experience by like building something. You know what I'm saying? Like do something. I was talking to someone on yesterday afternoon. I'm like, hey, like whatever you like, whatever hobby that you may have, you can build something that'll make it easier for you to entertain that hobby, you know? So knowledge in the following is required. Strong grasp of HTML, XHTML, CSS, JavaScript, and object-oriented PHP. People still use PHP? Electron.js and Vue.js, C#, .NET. Experience with source code control, specifically Git. So just the experience with Git. Experience with relational databases such as MySQL, AWS, creating EC2 instances and managing S3 buckets, what we've been doing here, you know. Docker, creation of Docker files and creating compose scripts, analyzing and tracing through large established code bases. Experience with third-party APIs such as payment gateways, email services, and social media sites. Creating and consuming RESTful APIs, accurate quoting, and time tracking. Okay, so my initial thought, the price of this brick is going up again, all right? The price of the brick is going up again. Nice to have. The following aren't required for the position, but if you have any of these, it'll definitely help. Familiarity with PHP frameworks such as Laravel, Lumen, and Symfony. People still using PHP frameworks. Experience with other languages such as C++ and Golang. Experience with Terraform. DevOps experience in general. And what to expect. We are a small team with big projects. As such, you can expect to learn new technologies and languages over time. You are not a cog in the machine. I know I see some posts, people are like, I feel like a cog in the machine. Well, go get your money, all right? Like, go get your money. You'll be involved in almost all aspects of our projects and will provide vital
Move on,
input.
back to work. Chop, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
Vital input about their construction. Job is full-time. Pay is $70K to $75K in Fresno, California. I don't know about Fresno, but I know California is expensive as beep. All right. So benefits: 401k, dental insurance, health insurance, paid time off. And the experience they want you to have is 2 years, and schedule is Monday to Friday. And not only do they want you to commute, like they want you at 70 to 75K. They also want you to be in the office Monday through Friday in Fresno, 93730, and ability to relocate before starting work. It doesn't say if they're going to help you relocate, but they want you to relocate to Fresno so that you can be driving in the traffic of California. Although they have beautiful weather from what I hear, but they also have very, very expensive taste, because if you move to Fresno, right, and it is lunchtime, you should be expecting to pay $25 for a Big Mac meal. But if you are one of the people to apply for this position, you might actually get it and build some experience that you can then move on to a real paying company. All right, so let's go and let's do our last segment. This is I promise, this is gonna be our very, very last segment. Let me see what. So Mitch said, dang, that is low. The price got low. All right. As all that for 70K, 72K, they are not giving 75, and no experience makes sense. Yeah. But I mean, they want 2 years. I'm like, 2 years, that's still asking for a lot. And Fresno, definitely not worth it. 70K will be more than half of, right? You're going to have like 10 roommates living in God knows where. And then like when you open your door to leave the house, you're going to be having to walk over drug addicts and homeless people all over the place. Like, no, it's not worth it. It's not. And it's not. At least if it was remote, you can be locked into your home and avoid all the nonsense that's going on outside. But no. This is what they want. All right. Anyways, NT ways. Let's go ahead and what's going on here? All right. So let's get back to full screen. And we are going to be finishing up with our last segment as promised. I need to figure out, so there's two things I need to do. So we're gonna do the update first, right? We're gonna go to, let me pull up GitHub. Let's put up the last 20 minutes.
Let's go!
And we're gonna go to here. So in GitHub, I'm going to need to do two things. So what are the two things that we're going to need to do? We are going to need to, we're going to need to push this current code up, as well as pull down and then we're going to, all right, so let's go here. And the first thing we're going to do a git status, and it's going to show us, so we only modified the ECS plan. So we're going to do git commit. Like I said, learning Git, super important, right? Super important. I would highly recommend that you get familiar with Git. Git branching. We used to do it early in the morning last year, but it's really important for you to, because QA, I don't know much about, like, Pluto, Tim, do you guys use Git in cybersecurity? I don't know about cybersecurity, but definitely for DevOps, Terraform, software engineering, QA, you're going to be using Git. So you really need to get familiar with it. Gave my tech barbarian a crash course in Git the other day. and a bunch of other technologies. But yeah, so let's go with ECS plan. And we're going to say, oh, that's not what I want to do. Git commit CS plan, and then M, and we're going to say the messages updated the nation. Let's say here, and we're going to go enter, and we're going to say git push. So now this is going to push up to here, and inside of here we have the code that we've been doing. And the last time I updated this, I'm gonna actually have to sign up for a GitHub account to put on branch protection. But we have so all these files were changing here, where we had that's all the work that we've been doing in GitHub. So we're going, or in Terraform. So now we're gonna go here, and I don't want to merge this branch. I want to merge master. I should be able to. I don't want to do this. Let's go to. Don't want to do that. Am I gonna have to do this through? Oh, it's gonna suck. I have to do it through the command line. I want to merge my code. I want to merge what's on master into let's see, commits. All right, well, let's try to do it this way then. We're going to try to say, let me see, git merge master into branch. Merging changes from master into my branch. We're going to do git merge master. All right, so let's try git merge master. Let's see what happens. Or git merge main. Merge main into WQ. Cool. I feel like something is missing, but okay. Merge made by ORT strategy. Okay, I think that's it. So now what we can do is we are going to build our Docker image again. And I'll go to the README file to do that. Actually, I can get it from over here. Actually, just push this as well. Push. Get the latest up there. All right. And now let me go to the code so we can rebuild our Docker image. Oh, crap, I don't have Docker up. Hold on. Oh, it's going to slow down the computer some more. Okay. And one thing I set up at work is that when we build our Docker, when a change is made to the Docker file, it's going to trigger our CI/CD pipeline to rebuild the Docker image and push that to the AWS ECR. That was one of the first things that I did when setting up our registry and our container. So now I have this whole thing, like I have everything set up in Terraform, and I have the whole process automated. So really, really cool. Oh my, we have a celebrity in the house. We have a celebrity in the house. We got Darcel in the building. What's going on, Darcel? What's good with you? Good afternoon. Hopefully you're having an amazing Sunday afternoon today. An amazing Sunday afternoon. Welcome to the show. All right, so we got this up. So now we have Docker up and running. We need to build our Docker image. We're going to do Docker. All right, we have to go out of this folder. cd dot dot cd dot dot. So Docker build dash f Docker file dash t latest, and this is going to rebuild. So give it some time to rebuild. I still have not drank an energy drink for past 2 weeks now. Nope, no energy drink. Has it been hard? It has been. It has been, I must say. I like the taste. They don't do anything for me, but I like the taste. I like the taste of the energy drinks. They're like a better version of soda that can stop your heart. So, All right. Let's see. So that's running, and while that's running, let's do some research onto why we're getting this error. So let's go, while that's doing its thing, let's go over here, and we're gonna say unable to pull secrets or registry off. So let's go look at the registry then. Yeah. I'm from that's why. Too much stuff happening at once. Don't mind me. It's me. It's I'm just gonna but it's because I have Docker running. It's just too much. I'm gonna get it back. Just give me a second. It's on me. So we're going to have to push this to the repo. Like this latest image that we're building. But the question is, why is that not able to get to it? So see. Let me know if it's still lagging. I'm just waiting for the Docker image to be built. Let me end the poll while we wait. So over here. Almost done. Almost done. You guys, it's almost done. All right, cool. So now we are going to push it up to. Let's go to view push command. So we're gonna have to do this. Login succeeded, and there you go. Tag Docker image and push it up. Um. Terraform profile. What is it? Oh, wait a second. Okay, so we need to log in with the. We need to log with the profile for user. Okay, now we can do our push to. There we go. Now it's pushing it up. That's what my ex tell you for leave. All right, now I can shut down Docker. All right. Hope like let me know. Is it still lagging? I shut down Docker, and we are in a good spot now. So if let me know if it's still lagging, or if I am far behind you guys. So let's go over to here. And we should see. Wait a second. What's going on here? Where is it? I just pushed it up. I don't see the latest one. Push that. Now I'm confused. There goes one from December. There goes the one. The video is still frozen? Huh. Let's see.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Interesting. Okay, so it was probably like it's probably delayed and then it caught up and stuff, but whatever. Let's see what we can do. I don't know, like it's like this thing didn't push the new one up. Trying to get the latest one up, but no. Crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy. Like what do you I don't know. I don't know what you guys see right now, but because I'm looking on my phone and it's like kind of behind. So whatever. Anyways, I guess you guys will see it when you see it. So where are we now? We are. Did I push it? So trying to get the latest version up there, but naming, run, exporting image, export layers, writing image. I don't know. But the last thing before we head out for today is going to be why don't understand why. Bitch. Good one. Good one. I don't understand why. Maybe we'll save that for next week because we got everything here set up. I know what it is. I know what it is. Let's go to IAM. And let's go to, let's see what roles of Terraform user. Oh, it might not be that. Let's see. Go to Terraform user. Terraform user. And no, they have full access. Maybe it's not that. So, all right. Well, this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to leave it at that. Right? It's actually not even Terraform. It's because I had to build the Docker image to push that up to AWS so we can get the latest version. So it wasn't AWS. It was Docker, because when I'm running Docker desktop on the computer, it just slows it, like it just takes all the resources from the laptop. So yeah, so that is the story. That's what we're gonna stick to. Let me see. I was trying to see. So only thing. So I'm gonna have to look into this permission thing to see why the deployment failed. But we'll pick that up next week. We shall pick that up next week on why the deployment failed. Let me see. Cool. Anyways, here we are. Here we are. We are going to wrap it up for today. I really, really appreciate everybody who stopped by today and hung out with me as we were working through Terraform, Elastic Container Service. So much opportunity, so much stuff to learn. You guys are awesome. Let's go down the list. Pluto, my guy. Shout out to you. I'm technically Tim. Shout out to you. I am so happy to have you here and to know that you are one of the young guys who are working on cybersecurity and just going out there and get it. So I am super, super proud of you. Let's go. Mitch, my co-host of the show. Shout out to you, Mitch. And the humble celebrity, Mr. Darcel Chapman. Shout out to you. And we had a special guest appearance by NC Worker as well. So I don't know how far back in the stream that you guys are, but is Darcel. Of course he's a celebrity. Come on. Like, of course he's a celebrity. I'm going to head out. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. We are going to, we're going to pick back up we're going to be going live tomorrow morning for our Flutter mobile development. And then we're going to be going on, we have our Q&A on Tuesday night. Looking forward to seeing you there. Wednesday morning again, and then Thursday night more API testing, and then we'll be back again next week Sunday to continue this. All right, to continue. So you guys know what time it is. You guys know what time. After all this work, I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I am very, very well entertained talking about my 3-1 lead that I lost, pulled a Golden State Warrior, talking about why I don't play video games, investigating Flutter and all of that type of stuff. Not Flutter, Terraform, ECS, so much work on a Sunday afternoon. What a way to start the week. What a way to start our week to head into success. Like I said, check out our Canon Conversation tomorrow because we're going to talk about why each one of you should be celebrating our wins, right? And let me read this real quick. Pluto says, ending my fast in 3 hours and get some rest. Y'all have a good evening. Until next time, the brick is going up. Like Mitch said, the price of the brick is going up. And I'm about to end my fast too. I haven't eaten anything either. So I'm about to go get me some food real quick as well. So shout out to you all.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up. 30.
And on that note, my friends, family, this is Tech Coach Ralph, and we are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bound before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination. These are the very essence of our people. Let's believe our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the price and pain the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles upon us forth, and the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow, we set our sights on new horizons, uncharted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.